Hello everybody, this is Tina at Tina Stitches. Welcome to my channel. Hello if you're new, welcome back if you're already a subscriber. This channel is about cross stitch for the most part, with occasional other crafts thrown in. Today is Saturday, August 31st, and it is getting cool outside. So, layers. So, we were going to do a outdoor project, and then had a look at said project and decided it's not worth it. So, I decided, well then it's a good time for me to do a video. So, here I am. I was going to film from the desk, but it's a gray day and the lighting is horrible, so I am doing it from this direction again. It is the go-to right now because of lighting. I was going to do it from the desk because I don't like turning around all the time to get my stuff to show you, but yeah. So, where shall I start? It's been almost 2 weeks since my last video. I've only worked on about 3 projects. See, turning around. 4 projects and no finishes. I have some plans. I worked on a 5th project, so you'll see that too. And now I notice I only have 3. The other one's right over there, so I will have to get up to get that one. And I got haul, I got Stitchy Kindness, and I guess life update, not a whole lot. Everything is pretty much the same as it was last time we spoke. And yeah, so let's get into what have I been working on. My whips. I am going to grab this pile here. These are my whips. First one that I am going to show you is from a magazine, and it is a popular item lately, I believe, or maybe just because I've seen it once, then you see it many, many times, and it is Trick or Treat by Nora Corbett of Mirabilia fame. I have had the magazine since it came out, always intended to stitch it. Then I saw Sunshine Stitchers, I believe it was Vicky, no, it was somebody else was on, and she showed hers done on blue, I think. You know what, I'm getting them all mixed up. I've seen it on blue, I've seen it on brown. I like it on blue, but my piece of blue that... Okay, dog was freaking out, so I had to go see what was up with that. And it was a vehicle. Tourist. So, I was talking about this. I've seen this stitched on blue and brown. I prefer the blue. Didn't have a piece big enough. Wanted to start it right away because I have had it for a long time and needed to start it. So I will insert a picture of where I was before. And here's where I am now. This is stitched on 32 count, or maybe 28 count. Pretty sure it's 32 count. Country Mocha, vintage by Witchell. Tag is in the bag here somewhere, but I don't want to crinkle crinkle, you know. So what I've done this last time was I spun my Tiny Decisions app and it came up that I had to do 200 stitches on orange, and this was perfect for it because it has pumpkins. I was nowhere near the pumpkins. I was nowhere near close enough to count over, so I came over here and I did this part of the dark brown until I got about there, and then I stitched my 200 stitches of orange. There's probably more than 200 in there, and I was on a roll, so I finished the rest of this skirt design, even started a leg there, and then I decided I had better put it down and pick up something else. This is getting really close to, I mean, I don't want to say close to a finish, but it's more than halfway finished now. It's halfway there. Yay! So I'm going to put this away for now. I did put it away already, started to work on something else, and I think I will try to get this, better watch what I say, I will try to get this finished for Halloween. And yeah, even I was worried that it's not centered. That's just the way it's set in the Q-snap. There's lots of fabric on this side under the Q-snap. So that's Halloween Fairy by Nora Corbett. The next one that I worked on, I have to go over there to get it. Now this is, I say the next one that I worked on, but there's really no particular order. I may have worked on, well, let me see. Yes, Halloween Fairy was first. This was, no. This I stitched before Halloween Fairy, then I stitched Halloween Fairy, then I stitched my next one, and so on and so on. So, before I worked on Halloween Fairy, I was still working on Alice by Mirabilia. And this is where I was before. And here's where I am now. And really I just worked on this ribbon and a little bit of the green and the black. This space here is a color I didn't have, so I had to skip over it. And I was working on this because my Tiny Decisions app said I had to work on 200 stitches of red. Well, pink was close enough. So that's where that is. This is stitched on 32 count Candy Duo by XJU Designs on Etsy. The needle minder is from Denkai Designs, and this one is from Canadian cross stitch website Traditional Stitches. And the last one that I worked on, well, the more recent one in my rotation, has been Royal Tudor Mandala by Chatelaine, and I will insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like here. And a picture of where I was here. And this is where I am now. I am continuing to work on this green crown section. I finished the specialty stitches in this border and in this border. I did the black work here. Started and completed this row of specialty stitches. I believe they're Jessica's. And then the next row, which is oblong Smyrna crosses or oblong road stitch. You can just have a look and see for yourself if it will focus. Focus. That's where it is. And I don't think it's going to focus very well. This is stitched on 32 count white opalescent Lugana, and that needle minder is one I made myself. It's very blingy. Stitching it with all the called for silks. I am not beading until the end, which I may regret, but right now I'm working with a Q-snap, so I don't really see a choice. So that's where it is now, and I'm going to continue working on it, and I hope to have that hedge bit done here, and then we'll see. Then we'll see if I put it down or swap it out for something else. Now, this one, when I'm stitching it, I'm in my easy chair, laid back, feet up, and I have this. I tried using the Lowry stand with it, but because there's so much fabric on the sides, it just wants to slip. It doesn't want to hold it very well. So I was going to get my husband to modify, well, not modify, but make me a version of the, not the long arm adapter, but the other adapter for the Lowry stand. Extra long frame adapter, I think it's called. Piece of wood with 2 clamps on it, so that I can put this on the Lowry that way. So we'll see. I did get myself a very large almanac frame, but it's too big. I need another Lowry to hold that thing, which would be good for when I get to beading. So that's where I am with that. And I know Lisa from Crafty Lisa is also stitching this. I don't think she's gotten this far yet, and she is beading as she goes. And it looks fabulous, and I believe she's using 28 count because she was worried about the beads. I did double check. I did a test piece with the beads on another piece of this fabric, and they fit very nicely. So we'll see when it comes to that point how well it really will work. But here's where it is now, and you can see just tucking right over here, that's the over 1 Tudor rose, which I have to do 3 more of, and one of them is right there. That's where it goes. So this one I've worked on, I believe it was 3 or 4 days, and it worked out that my Tiny Decisions app said 250 stitches of green. Well, I already had that one pulled out because of Flosstube. Somebody was stitching on their Chatelaine, and I was like, I gotta stitch on mine. So that's where that one is. And the next one that I worked on is, I only worked on this today because it's not one that I work on out in the living room after work. And I decided, since my Lowry frame was available, I'd bring it in here and put my English rose something needlework on and work on it, because the Lowry frame is perfect for this frame. And so here's where I am now. Well, here's what it's supposed to look like. And where it was before. And I'm trying to get a piece of paper to hold here. There it is now. And the Lowry frame makes it want to tilt. So let's just do this. So here it is now. And the last time you saw it, this was done. I did not have the Smyrna crosses all the way across, so I did those. I finished this corner here, and I filled in there's some gold detail here, and I brought it up, and I frogged out that dark gold corner when I was, well, the corner that I did first and didn't like the color. So here it is now, and when I was working on this, I realized I don't know what I did, but these 4 roses here and those 3, the inside pink line is stitched just a little bit differently. I don't know if I can get it close enough for you to see. There you go. Some of them are long stitches and some of them I just did a regular back stitch. And I don't know if I knew that when I did it last time. So I know I was doing a lot of test stitching on this piece, and I know now I am going to be doing the long stitch version for the rest of them. At least that's the plan. So we'll see. We'll see where this gets to. So I did have it in my frame with the clamp on the side so I could work on the bottom here, and then I turned it around so that I could work on it on the bottom here. It's just easier that way. And that needle minder is I believe it's called Andrew's Key from Kelmscott Designs. And I had got that off of 123 at one point. So there is the progress on that. And it really doesn't take very long when I sit down and do it. It's just finding the time. Right. Now, there is one more project that I worked on. And I know I've shown it in every single video I've done. I've decided to not show it in this video. You can see it right over there, and that is Beloved by Heaven and Earth. I did not meet my challenge, the 1200 stitches for the Full Coverage Fanatics August stitches, so I'm behind, and I'm okay with that. It's not, and that's not why I'm not showing it. The reason I'm not showing it is because I'm making a modification to the pattern, and I'm not there yet. So once it's finished, basically once that row is finished, you will see it, and hopefully I will be able to share my changes. I'm trying to chart it out before I stitch it. So there's that, and I'm sorry for anybody who was looking forward to it. This whole video, you could see it. It's right there. You can still admire it, what you can see. So, I got some stitchy kindness, and I knew she was up to something when she asked if my address had changed or not. And I got mail a couple days later, and in it was something that we had already planned to exchange patterns, and this is what she was giving to me. Waiting for Ships by Nora Corbett. Beautiful mermaid pattern, which I don't know when I will be able to start. As you know, I just showed you 2 Nora Corbetts, and I have all the reindeer, and the sleigh already started, and lots of other things. So, but for the stash pile, there is that beautiful design, and this one was a surprise, and it was Spider Banner by Alessandra Adelaide Needleworks. And she knew that I would like it, and she had just shared on Facebook and maybe even Instagram her finish, which is beautiful. And it is a design that I've really wanted for a long time, and I had already bought it. So unfortunately for my faithful viewers, there will not be a giveaway for this because my sister has already claimed it because she also likes it. But maybe I can convince her to do a stitch along, and then other people can join us with the stitch along. She is a one at a time stitcher, so I'll start at any time as soon as I can find some fabric, and I just need to know when she would like to start it, and then I'll let you know. It could be a mania start, maybe a Halloween start, who knows. I will keep you informed. The other stash that I got, I am going to blame Dina from Half Stitch Cross Stitch, and also a few other people, because now there's a stitch along and I just have to join. And of course it's Broderie à Paris. Dina did hers in shades of, I believe it was green or blue, but I am loving the red because I love the red. So I will be stitching this. I am not sure when I'm going to start it. The Sal has already started, but this is definitely going to be very soon. But very soon for me could be mania. So I guess I'm starting a mania pile. So there's Broderie à Paris by Sue Hillis Designs. And because I was ordering that, I also had to order some floss that I needed. One of those purples for Alice. And I noticed that I really didn't have a lot of white spares, and my 3743 seemed to be low. So some DMC. And I also needed to order the Karen Water Lilies for Alice. And as soon as they came in, I was shaking my head because I already had one of them. And I could have swore I looked through my box of silks and didn't see it. But now I have 2 of them, and I looked at the pattern and I'm not even sure where it's used, but I think it's just up here in this garland, because I don't see those colors anywhere else. So I mean, stash, yay. But maybe it could have been a different color that I picked instead, because I don't think I need that much slate. So that was that. Now that I'm thinking about it, there were other charts in that order as well, because no chart travels alone, right? So A and G in the Letters from Nora collection. And I already have T and I, so I was going to order the N, but it wasn't in stock. So my next order will contain an N. Then I can do my name. I was very much impressed with the way that Yanni had done her name. And that's why I'm collecting these letters. But I don't know if I'm going to do them all in one piece like Yanni has done, or separate pieces and framed. We'll see. But now that I have so much slate, I can probably sub it in one of these. So there's those, and that's all my haul. And Stitchy Kindness, and you heard about some kind of plans. I also wanted to show something else that I've been working on, and I think it's also going to fall in the plans category, because I shouldn't, well, I put it away because we're, decluttering the house to show it for sale, and so it's been folded up. And I was watching Pam for Pam's Crafty Corner, and she pulled out her hex blanket. And I thought, I gotta get working on mine. And here's where it's at now. And all I have left to do to finish this pattern is about 5 pieces over on this side here, right here. About 3 black pieces here, and then the red around it. And that's it. And then I have to grab some more fabric somewhere and continue going around and around and around until it's the size I want. And it's just going to be a lap blanket for on the couch, so it won't have to be huge. And it's honestly, it's showing up way brighter than it actually is. It's more burgundy than bright red. So, but that's where it's at now. Hoping that was the real estate agent, but no. So yeah, I'm going to work on that blanket a little bit, especially in the evenings. Well, not especially in the evenings. It's a long weekend, so I should be able to work on that some. I can look through my fabric stash and see what I got, but I'm pretty sure I was struggling to find enough black pieces just to finish the little bit of black that's in that pattern. So we'll see. I might have to go to a fabric store. What else? What else will I be stitching on? Well, Beloved, and Royal Tudor mandala, and I mean, I'd like to say Alice, but I do need to switch it up a little bit, so I think I'm going to let it be whatever the wheel tells me to stitch. Right now, I had to reboot my phone. I think I mentioned that last time. So I lost all my entries on my Tiny Decisions app, so all of my whips were wiped out. So I do have to go and put those in. I have to enter a new calendar page because tomorrow is September. Yes, tomorrow is September 1st. This is what August looked like. I am not an artist. And so I have to put September in. Easiest way for me to keep track of what I worked on when. And I stole this idea from Pam, again, of Pam's Crafty Corner. And I've found that it works really good. And you can do color coding for Sal's, but as you can see, I was not sticking to Sal's. Such as Mania Sal for June was W is for Witch, and that was all month long, and I only worked on Halloween Fairy for like 5 days. Yeah. I will be trying to work on Dressmaker's Daughter, which if I move the right way, you can see in the back there. Right there. And I should work on that soon, being that the 1st is when change of seasons happen for Australia, and that's, I believe, that's when the Queen Sals are happening, and I'm doing the Dressmaker's Daughter in place of the Queens, and all of a sudden I'm acquiring Queens. I am just short the Summer Queen. I'm pretty sure it's the Summer Queen. I could be wrong. I really need to get myself a catalog of what I have, and try not to order duplicates, because I have done that. Another idea beautiful Pam has had, and I am so inspired, is to get a traveler's notebook cover for my notebooks. So now I'm going to be looking out for those. So anyways, I think this video is long enough. I'm just starting to ramble now. I think I can probably do another video. I've considered doing the vlogging thing, but the problem is I don't have time during the weekday to sit down and show you my stuff until bedtime, and then it's dark, not good lighting, tired, all that stuff. So it's something I do have in the back of my mind. Maybe it'll happen, maybe not. Here's something though to watch out for. This is video 49. My next video is video 50. And I've pulled out a few things that I've had in my stash for a long time. And I don't think I'm ever going to stitch them. And they are full kits. And so I think you might want to like and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. And I will see you next video in where you might win something. So, until then, happy stitching. Bye.